What's going on, guys? I'm making this video for Matty and any of my future clients who need to know this. This is how I cured my plantar fasciitis and how I prevented it from ever being a problem again. So it's a very painful condition. Basically, the bottom of your foot feels locked up, especially in the morning, and it's not good. So first, a bit of quick anatomy. So we've got the foot here. Now right here, this is our arch. That's where our adductor hallucis longus is, which is the muscle that basically forms our arch, and it can get very jacked up and tight. So how we fix that is don't wear flip-flops. When I put on a flip-flop, every time I take a step, my big toe has to pull to keep everything in place, and that's going to cause that muscle to get tighter and tighter, which can contribute to plantar fasciitis. Now, it can also be all the muscles running through the middle of your foot here. So what we can do for that is just take a lacrosse ball or a baseball, and you're just going to step on it, put your weight down, get the ball between the bones of your foot, and roll through until you find a tight spot. When you find a really tight spot, you're going to stay there and breathe for up to a minute before you move on. And the first few times you do this, it's going to be 5 minutes a foot, and it could take up to a week for you to work all the spots out. But once you've got all those worked out, your foot's going to feel way better. Everything's going to open up down there. Your plantar fasciitis should be on its way. Now, there's a couple other ways that the muscles that run along these bones can get super tight and jacked up. So maybe you've dealt with them directly now by rolling out the bottom of your foot. You're not wearing flip-flops, but it's still bothering you. At this point, you're going to want to look at your Achilles. So running right along the back of the ankle, we've got our Achilles tendon here. And it's going to run down and over the calcaneus of the heel here. So you can see the tendon right here running up into the middle of the foot. When that gets very, very tight, it uses the end of the heel like a winch and cranks really hard on all of these muscles, so it winds down and up here. If the calves are super tight, this tendon is getting pulled across the calcaneus, which is basically used to crank everything up here, make it super, super tight, which can lead to your plantar fasciitis issue. So what that means is you're going to first make sure that the Achilles, which runs down there and over the heel, is nice and loose and mobile. So we do that. Again, we get our lacrosse ball out, and you're going to place it right on the side of your Achilles. Dig in and twist. It's called the Tack and Twist technique. You can also pin it and then push the foot forward and back. So you're going to start here at the top, work your way down, and then you're going to go to the outside, and you're going to do the exact same thing. After that, you're going to go right to the back of it, and one final time, tack and twist. And what you're doing there is you're just ungluing tissue, so basically it's like a tube with something running through it, and the tube is getting stuck to the cable running through it. If we break everything up, the cable is able to slide properly again. And then the final thing it could be is your calves. So if your calves are super tight, they run down into your Achilles, which winds around the heel, down into the bottom of the foot. So all you're going to do there is just roll out and stretch the calves. So get your roller. I have PVC here. If you run a lot, if you have strong legs, you're going to need something more like PVC, more firm. If not, then normal foam roller will do. But you're just going to post one leg on it like this, cross the other leg over, roll up and down, look for tight spots, work the angles. When you find something, you can floss, so pin it down and then crank back and forth. And you can also dig in there with lacrosse balls. Do the same thing. If you have fixed your calves, you've fixed your Achilles, you've fixed the bottom of your foot, and you no longer wear flip-flops, there's only one other thing you can do, and that's walk around outside a lot on uneven ground. The bottom of our feet are made to read sensory information, and the foot is made to move in a lot of different ways and kind of splay out. And we basically put them in shoes every day, which is essentially like wearing a cast. When you take the cast off, everything looks withered. It's going to be a similar idea if you wear shoes every day. The intrinsic muscles of your foot, the little guys running in here, they're not going to be able to do their job. They're going to be weak. So walk around barefoot more. If you've taken care of your calves, your feet, you're walking around bare feet all the time, your Achilles in good shape, and you're not wearing flip-flops, and you still have trouble, now it's time to go see a professional. Now it's time to look into orthotics and surgery and things like that. But until you address all of those other factors, going to see someone is ridiculous because you're just not taking good care of yourself, and that's why you have foot pain. And it's not your fault because a ton of people have the same problems and they don't know how poor their foot health is. But chances are there's somewhere you can step your game up. So try all this first and then get help if you need it after that.